Here we go!
TikTok, all stop.
Give it to me like.
Zero friends. I got zero friends.
But more psychiatric problem.
Hello, hello, hello. How are we? Good evening. Hope you all can hear me. And if you hear an echo, let me know so I can fix the sound. It's good to see all of you on this Good Friday. If you are celebrating this weekend, have a great Easter. Passover already began and we are now in Good Friday. So it's good to see you guys. Hey, Akasha. Hey, Jenna. It's good to see you. Didn't know if you guys are going to make it, but thank you for making it. I appreciate you taking the time out to come and hang out with us. That's awesome. Let me know that the audio, guys, because I know that we get an echo and all that stuff. So I'm going to echo cancellation and see how that works. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Sounds good? Oh, thank you, Irma. Hey, Ursinette. Hi, Vanessa. I know some of you guys are so funny. Some of you guys are just downright Frenchies. I saw y'all. Audio's good? Cool. Awesome sausage. Good, 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 good. Yeah, I wasn't, honestly, I got to tell you guys the truth. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it tonight. If you noticed, I did schedule this for like an hour ago, and then I started to get into what I call brain sickness. I started to get really tired, and I didn't know if I was going to make it. And then I ate dinner, and I had, little ice cream, and we're gonna just see how it goes. Play it by ear. Yeah, did I not show that here, guys? Did I not show the Canadian, what do you call it, horror story here? Hey, Kate Life, good to see you. Welcome. I think I showed that not that long ago, actually, if we remember. As I was watching Frenchie a little while ago, and when she said she was going to show that, I was like, oh, okay. I thought all of us reactors saw it. But, sometimes it's good to go back and see the deep dives and, especially for new people that are not aware of other things that started all of this madness and whatever it is. Hey, Fiend, how are you? Good to see y'all. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, for the dandies, right. Yes, I heard her say that, Ursinette. I did hear her say that. Well, we're not doing that today. Today, we're actually staying kind of current. Well, we are current. A lot has gone on this week, and I know a lot of it has transpired on Twitter. Oh, yeah. If there was a time where I wished I didn't have Twitter, sometimes it would be now. Yeah, a lot of that we're going to talk about a little. I'm not going to get into that whole thing. I really don't want to get involved because we all know I have had my own doubts with certain things on this channel, and you can't win an argument that you shouldn't have been involved in the first place. That's how I see it. Or you can't win an argument once Chantel is the one that's setting the example. once that happens, all arguments are moot and they don't matter. I never want to make Chantel right about anything. So when her behavior starts to parallel on others, you got to just toss it back to the original person. You know what I'm saying? Like, it needs to just kind of go back where it was and not spread its sickness into the community. That unfortunately, I see a lot of people reacting and a lot of people saying stuff going back and forth. And it's like, it's a battle you're not going to win. A lot of people are not going to, how should I say this? They're not going to surrender, you know, and like, oh yeah, you know, some people will, some people won't. Not the ones you expect to, you know. You got some tough cookies there, so. And they're kind of just, you know, their point is their point. That's what they meant to say. If you see it beyond that, then the problem is yours. So with that, I say, you know what? Walk away, shut it down. There's no need to get involved in that. That's something that's not, you know, not necessarily needing a lot of different takes on it. I see a lot of people are making a lot of different points, and while they're all valid, I don't think it's necessary. Okay, because it stands to take it to the point of being too serious, and we're talking about things that we really need to think about the other person when we're talking about it. And unfortunately, in girl world, that does not exist. Sorry, it does not exist here. In girl world, it's a free for all. It's you know, it's chaotic. It's no holds barred. You know, things are said on a daily. We hear it from Chantel, and that's where it starts, and that's where I'd like to keep it, because once it seeps into the reaction community, then it gets really ugly, and then people are forced to choose sides, and they're, you know, calling each other really terrible names, and I don't want to get involved in all of that. I chose to stay out of it, you know. I don't agree with a lot of things that are said, I'll say that, and I don't think they have a place in expressing what they need to express. That, you know what, that's their emotion. That is their passion. That is their moment. That is their time. That's what they chose to say. It's unfortunate. Don't get involved in that argument. Just like in Chantel's arguments with the rest of the world, don't get involved with it. Because it's not intelligent. It's just made to poke you. It's made to make you feel something. It's made to make you angry, because that's what keeps you coming back. It's a formula here. It's YouTube 101. You know what I'm saying? I just hope you guys get what I mean. I'm not trying to be complicit. I know, oh, Choly, you just don't want to say anything because you don't think. No, it's got nothing to do with that. It's not my place to be involved. And I have, you know, I don't agree with any of it. That's my take on this whole thing, you know. And that's why my title's, why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Because it's girl world. That's why. There ain't no friends here. Well, outside of you guys are friends. Yeah, not my circus, not my monkey. You know, it's not my produce, not my groceries. I don't know where that came from. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's not worth it. It really isn't. I see a lot of good people going back and forth and back and forth. You're not going to change anybody's, you know, the way that they express themselves. I think sometimes you got to stop looking at it like, this person is this. Listen, if they are, then that's unfortunate. And, you know, you act accordingly. You just don't go to their streams. Don't listen to what they have to say, you know? Yeah. I know. Excuse me, Akash, are you trying to say it's none of our business? Well, fine. No, not business. And it's not. So that's why we're not going to talk about that. But there is something we are going to talk about, or continue to talk about, because it just keeps going on. And you know what? I know that I think Jessica, Nessica, and I are the only two that are actively reacting to this. I don't know if there's anybody else reacting to this, but I see PG has thrown a few more videos out there. I see what you're doing, PG. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Yeah, there is time to walk away. Very true, Grateful. Very true. And Monty, y'all got some cojones, man. All y'all want to do is just see how far you can set that fire underneath a person before they break, right? There's some stuff I'm seeing now that I'm on to the third video with purple glitter that I haven't seen before. And I gotta warn you if you haven't seen it before, okay, and I'm not about to show everything in that video because there is a phone number shown, and I do have that version of it that I'm not showing because whether it's a WhatsApp or it's a real number, I'm not going to be put in the hot seat saying, oh, CholyFlower, yeah, you're helping the docs. No, I'm not, okay? I don't know what the whole point is when you're pulling up screenshots while you got to show from top to bottom, but here we are. So I'm going to look into that. And then I do have a couple of videos you're going to see before that, though. A couple of little PSAs. You know how I like my PSAs, you know, in this community? Because I think sometimes we need to be reminded of the good old days and how things were. Yeah. Yeah, WhatsApp is connected to your real phone number. So his docs his real number. Okay, yeah. So there it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know what the whole point was, but I think that was calculated. I'm going to go as far as saying I think that was meant, that was calculated, and it, just like we would say if the other party did the same thing, I think there was a reason behind it. Okay, I am just stating my opinion. I could be wrong, but today is Choly's opinion. I think that was calculated. That's just me. That's just me. All right, y'all. So let's see. On the docket. So I have a couple of PSAs. I tell you guys that I like these because I know that they're really old and old values, but I think sometimes we need to be reminded. So we're going to start with one of my favorites. This is called Control Your Emotions, and I think sometimes in this community that definitely is it's definitely something we all can learn, and sometimes we need to do. So we're going to take a little peek at that and see how that goes. It is a public domain, by the way, y'all. And hopefully it plays. Every time they do anything from watch later, oh good. There we go. Control your emotions, dang it. Aw, thank you, Grateful. I don't know what this has to do with it. Looks like a fire.
Before men learned how to control fire and put it to work, it was man's greatest enemy. In much the same way, your emotions can be your own greatest enemy.
That's true.
Or under control, your emotions can make you healthier and happier and improve the lives of people around you.
That's right. Improve the lives.
I think of fire in
Hello
connection
there.
with emotions because when you become stirred up, when your emotions control your actions, it affects not only yourself, but the people around you. Psychologists find that control of emotions can be gained by understanding the stimulus-response pattern.
Hey, Doddlehead.
When you have
Welcome, honey. It's
certain
good to see you.
experiences, you respond with various emotions. Stimulus-response.
Hi, Janine.
Just as this sort of stimulus
Hey, Okie.
produces this sort of involuntary muscular.
Okay, I just like the way he just sat down on that stool. I don't know why. It's the leg cross for me. You know? Sometimes you can tell by people's body language if they're going to say something really good. I like his body language. Okay, we're going on.
Response. Well, that's a rather simplified suggestion of a complex mental process, but you get the idea. Cause, effect.
I did, Jenna. I did.
Nature endows us at birth with three general patterns of emotional response. Rage is the response to the primary stimulus of thwarting.
Of
Something
thwarting.
interfering with our behavior, our actions. Fear is the response to loud noises or loss of support.
Ah, This is so spot on so far. Rage is also conducive to loud noises and loss of support. Come on now. It's like he's seeing into the future, and he's seeing the future of the girl world. And this is what the girl world has been doing. This is so spot on. You guys, come on, pay attention.
And the emotional response to love
It's not sex. Just so y'all know. It's not sex. Okay.
is usually the result of a show of affection or favors.
And stored in the
And
pinky.
these seem to be the emotions
Yes,
with which
Ursula.
we start life. Then as we grow up, many everyday things and social situations become associated with these primary stimuli, partly by a process called conditioning. And so many things and people cause us to respond emotionally. And in general, that's good. For there are many factors involved in a personality.
This is true, Ursula.
And a balance of emotions is important to a well-rounded personality.
Aha. Well-rounded personality. I love that he's using props for this whole thing, so you can see what he's talking about.
But emotions out of control, well,
Uh-oh.
let's take a look at a slice of everyday life to understand how some stimuli can bring about various
Here we
emotional
go.
responses. What might happen to you, or to me, or to
Uh-oh.
Jeffrey Moore?
Or to Jeffrey Moore.
Jeff is an ordinary and healthy and well-balanced young fellow. He usually gets along well with people. And on this particular Friday afternoon, Jeff and his pals are discussing a big triple date tonight.
My dad's gonna let me have that car tonight.
Oh, he's going to let him get the cat.
Sounds swell, Jeff, but, well, I don't know if I'll be able to go. I got quite a headache.
Oh.
A headache, huh?
Yeah.
Well, how about letting Jeff, the old soda jerk, fix you up a snappy salsa? Okay.
And a good old snappy seltzer won't fix. Oh, these kill me.
Hey, watch out, you're going some jerk. Okay, Bob, I saw the whole Y stunt. Now, just suppose you clean it up. Go on, wise guy, clean it up.
Yeah, it's right on the floor there. Look at the wash movement.
Wise guys, huh? Well, suppose I don't pick you up tonight. I got a darn good note to let you guys walk to the park.
Ooh, them fighting words.
Gee, I don't know.
Why is Jeff angry? What's the
See, Jeff shouldn't be at a drugstore. Why is Jeff angry? Can anybody answer that question, class?
stimulus that brings on this sudden emotional response of anger or mild
Jeff is
rage?
going to have a rage.
Well, it might be that Jeff feels thwarted as he fails in the fantasy.
I love that word, you guys. Thwarted. Can we use that in girl world now? Thwarted. Chantal thwarted. That's why she had such a... That's why she had such a rage, because she thwarted towards her rage.
fancy trick to impress his pals. So he gets
He
mad.
should consider a different career, I agree. Or get new friends.
And now it's later than he thought. He tries a shortcut, hurrying to get home.
Great Scott, who in the world left that there? What a time to water the lawn.
Oh my goodness, look at
Often
him.
lead to
Now he's
trouble.
fighting with the hose.
Loss of emotional control. You've heard
You think, Okie?
haste makes waste. Jeff is frustrated by the sprinkler,
Oh,
but he asked for it. Of course, Jeff's going to get the car ready for the party tonight.
he's getting the
He
cat.
wouldn't really miss a chance to impress the gang.
Great Scott! It doesn't look like a DeLorean to me, though. Uh-oh.
won't work.
No, not yet, Jeff. That's this time, not during
Again,
your
his
time.
behavior is thwarted. And a habit.
I don't know why I love this word. His behavior is thwarted because Jeff keeps hooking his thumb, his thinly thumb, on the ignition, and the car won't start.
is being developed. A habit of allowing such things to annoy him. Jeff's losing
I
control of
know,
himself.
Grateful. There's a
His
point.
thinking is becoming muddled, and he's careless in his actions. The madder he gets, the worse it becomes.
Uh-oh.
Did you ever hear anyone say, "I was so mad I couldn't see straight"?
Yes.
Severe emotional stress often decreases efficiency.
Stay home.
See what I mean? And of course, it's the fault of the wrench.
Just starting a chain reaction of different things that are going to go wrong for Jeff because he was thwarted. He was thwarted.
This is called projection.
Aha.
He's projecting the blame to the wrench.
Okay, come on now. If you guys can't tell me that this isn't so accurate till today, he's even using the same words we used, projection. He's now projecting his rage onto the wrench that was caused by the thwarting that he got from his buddies who called him a jerk in the drugstore when one of them said he had a headache and he tried to become the soda jerk. See where I'm going with this? It's just, come on. Thank you,
Well,
Blondie.
we've seen Jeff lose control of
Me
himself
too,
in
Brandy.
rage.
A good thought.
Let's see how the rest of the family is doing.
Uh-oh.
Mother!
Uh-oh.
Wonderful! I love the new dress you made.
Oh, thank you, Joan, dear.
But why
See
are
how
you
the
wearing
new
it in the
dress tends
kitchen?
to stimulate Joan's love for Mother. This makes both Mother and Joan happier.
Uh-oh.
But how does it affect Jeff?
Uh-oh.
And how does his anger affect the others?
Uh-oh. He's thwarted.
Oh, you're the sweetest, bestest mother a girl ever had.
Look at his face.
I'm glad you like the dress, Joan.
I'm so happy. I could be a model.
Okay, Joan. You're getting a little too far.
Hey, what's gotten into that crazy kid's sister? Oh, Jeff, don't be that way.
Don't be so thwarted.
Notice how Mother seems to become angry herself
Yes.
because of Jeff's anger. Perhaps she shouldn't, but anger is a violent emotion, and we often see an induction of behavior or spread of emotion.
Come on,
to
Jeff.
other
Grab the
persons,
doll.
almost like a contagious disease.
Hi, Raj.
Oh, Jeff.
Hello, Jeff.
Hey, what have you got?
He's going to put
Well, that's
Joan
my
in the
letter.
dryer.
Give me that.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
Why,
I got
you
your letter.
dirty little sneak. You gonna give me that letter? You gonna give it to me?
It doesn't look like it, Jeff.
Okay. I'll show you up.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wait a second now. Okay, now he's resorting to
Give
violence.
me that letter.
I thought that was a knife, that it's a hanger. Hey, Jeff, resorting to violence because your little brother took your letter? That was just unnecessary.
Keep you not open my mail.
Oh, look at this. He's getting really close.
Drop that coat hanger.
Well, if you didn't notice, Jeff took a hanger to his
Sometimes
brother.
Rage, fear, and love are aroused together at the same time.
The war wire
Mother's
hanger.
love of her children and her fear for Roger's safety were mixed with anger.
I was
almost
fearing
rage
for
at both
Roger's
boys
safety
the part they
myself.
played in the flare-up. Of course, Jeffrey's family didn't realize that he had been exposed to one irritating situation after another. An accumulation of stimuli which brought about an abnormally strong response. And what did this do to Jeff? This sort of
Randy.
uncontrolled emotional outburst. Well, he regrets some of the things he said.
Oh,
but
does
he
he?
can't unsay them. He's tired. That feeling of fatigue may spoil a good time on his date tonight. And if this sort of flare-up is repeated often, it might lead to a permanently warped personality. What could Jeff do to keep better control? Well,
Jeff needs to sit down and take a Xanax. No, Jeff obviously, okay, needs to not take this so seriously because his little brother, I don't think meant anything nasty. I think he was just being a little brother, and he needs to be calm about the situation. I can't believe I'm giving this guy advice. Yes, it was thwarted. Thank you, Jenna. That is our new word in this community. Thwarted. His anger is thwarted.
we say he could, one,
He needs to go
eliminate the
better early. I agree.
Two,
Hey,
modify the
Susie.
stimulus, or three, modify the response.
That too.
With these three ideas in mind, let's examine Jeff's episode again.
Golly.
To control his emotions, Jeff eliminates the stimulus, the failure to impress his pals, by trying such fancy tricks only when he can do them successfully. But sometimes
okay.
the trick fails. There are many times when you can't eliminate the stimulus.
Sorry,
Try to
sorry,
modify
Nikki. I almost called you Xanax. Sorry, Nikki.
Standing off and looking at himself,
Exactly.
Jeff realizes that
And
a
you can't
split
go hitting
like
anyone
that
with a hanger.
won't really hurt his standing with the gang. Taking it all lightly as a good sport, Jeff impresses the gang a lot more than if he gets angry over such a little thing. It helps to recognize and understand
Go
the
touch
emotional
grass.
pattern. Then it's easier to eliminate or modify the stimulus.
Yes,
And
Jenna.
there's another, even more valuable way to control your emotions.
Touch grass.
Modify the response. Rather than get in the habit of getting angry, Jeff can substitute. He can modify his response by seeing the humor in the situation.
Not
What
like
good
that.
does it do to get angry about this? When Jeff's in the habit of controlling his emotions, his thinking is straighter. Push the button. No starter. Let's see.
Duh.
Pull the light switch.
A key.
No light. That means something.
Hi, Angel.
Reason it out. No horn either. So, must be a dead battery. That's straight thinking, unmuddled by emotional disturbances.
Aha.
And it's a simple thing to call the garage or someone for a push and a recharge. No need to fly off the handle and take it out on the things and the people around.
Or get safe light involved.
When he tries to understand his emotions and those of people around him, Jeff has less trouble
You think you
controlling
dated
himself,
this guy? I'm so
and
sorry,
he and those
Daddy.
around him are happier. The more he exercises control of his emotional behavior, the easier it becomes to meet the next situation without losing control.
Well, how about it? Either the plane or the letter.
And so it goes. A happier
Yeah,
time
okay.
all around when emotions are under control.
Exactly,
Hey, Raj.
Okie.
How about you help me get the car pushed out of the garage?
Just
so we can get
text the
inside and fix up
Illuminati.
for tonight. You know, if the car's running, I can drop you off the movies tonight before I go out.
Ooh, bartering.
Yes, by a better understanding of the emotional patterns of everyday life.
We call
and
that
by knowing how
manipulation,
you
Jeff.
respond to various stimuli, you can develop better control by eliminating the stimulus, or by modifying the stimulus, or by modifying the response. You can control the fire of your emotions. You can balance your emotions and use them so that your personality becomes more pleasant.
Yeah, and Hans,
you
it's
and
it's
those
actually
around you
it's
are a
a
great
very
deal
lighthearted
happier
PSA about
and healthier.
controlling your emotions. Look at how happy they all are when they control their emotions and they're having their marshmallows. Come on now. Doesn't that make sense to you guys? I mean, come on. It's very valid. As funny as it is, and it is funny, I do find that quite amusing.
Chana
Hang
is
on.
Gail Cord's pen name.
No,
Lori
Gail.
McBride's
No,
the wife of the
Gail.
Jesuit
No, Gail.
cleric,
No,
Captain
Lori
Brent
McBride.
Spiner.
Not now.
The real Brent Spiner
God.
has had no willing and knowing sex with this
Why is she
publicist
talking?
and has never
Wait a
ever
second.
desired her.
Hang on.
While Brent is
Gail just started playing all on her own. Yes, simpler times. It's true that it's, again, as goofy and as kind of simplistic as it all is, it really does still kind of hold its weight today. You know, it is true that rage is manifested through fear, which is also manifested through very small things. It only takes a small thing to get a person into that kind of a rage, which is unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? And we see it constantly. Yeah, against the problem. That's right. It's all these simple things we don't even think of when we're in the moment. I know I don't. I don't think of these things. I think of the argument I'm having and what's being said, but I'm not understanding what's behind all of that. And unfortunately, sometimes we don't have that kind of fucking energy to do all that. But it is worth looking at and saying, how could have this been better handled? You know what I'm saying? As opposed to the things that we see here in Girl World. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of things that are not handled well, which we see on a daily. All right, so who to dive into first? I think I'm going to start with Turtle Glitter, and I'm going to try and find that part where she doxes his number. Because like I told y'all, I do not want to be partisan with anyone doxing anybody. Know what I'm saying? I love how you guys are just like, hey, I haven't seen any of you. The opposite of real madness. Exactly. Yes. Exactly. All right. So for those of you who have been paying any attention, or even if you haven't been paying attention, Purple Glitter has been making a series of exposing videos on the things that she's been going through with Monty. This last one now is now including two others that you will recognize. I'm sure if you haven't seen this before, I will not ruin it for you. Interesting that they were included. I was a little taken aback by that, but we shall see. No, I don't want that one. All right, let me go back into here and we'll pull that one up. Just give me 2 seconds, you guys, because I had the wrong one set up. Of course I did. I've got to say, Purple Glitter is also getting a little bit more comfortable because she's now got a picture of herself up on her channel. Okay, so this is called The Dark History of Purple Glitter. There's a lot in here. There's some stuff with FFG, and I'm not going into that. I'm not interested in any of that because honestly, that's not anything I really want to go through, expedite. So I'm going to fast forward it to the part where the interesting part, not this part, not that. Now, we don't want to hear about, I don't want to hear about FFG, I don't want to hear about that, da-da-da-da. Is this where we want to be? I think this is where we want to be. Yeah, because we're back into the Monty. Okay. She doesn't take too much time on everybody else, thankfully. Your phone is on the sauce again, Akasha? Yeah, I get you. All right. Wrong. Yes. Here we go. Let's see if I got it to the right. If I don't have it at the right moment, we will fast forward. Well, I'm not starting from the beginning. I got that. No. Okay. I'll start about here. All right. Let's see. Who is this anyway? No, this is not. This is her and somebody else. I am not interested in her and somebody else. I'm just not. Okay. All right. I think this is her reacting to him talking about her video. All right.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I am
Oh, this is her other stream.
I'm gonna try to
Get it
I'm really
together,
gonna
girl.
try to get through
This is
the
the
best
first
way I
one.
know how.
Yeah, this is how it all started.
And I'm sorry, and I'm
Yeah, Jenna.
You know,
Oh, she's
I
reacting
will
to
say it is
herself.
hard to sit and hear this again, but it's necessary. You know, we blame Chantel all the time for do you guys remember all the times that Chantel would get up and cry on stream?
Mm-hmm.
And she took a lot of hate for that. She really, truly did. Um, I just, I wish people would try to remember that sometimes emotions take over. Sometimes emotions get the best of us.
Okay, I'm going to say something because I am one of these people. You guys have heard me several times, and I've had two sides to that. Hey, Ariel, welcome, honey. I've had two sides to that. I've had sides where I've cried and people have told me not to, and they get angry that I do it, and they'll, rip it apart. And then there's the other side. I honestly do believe if you are in that moment, if you're going through it, I don't think your audience is going to rip you apart unless, and I use that word, I use this word carefully, unless it is now used for some kind of a manipulation, or if it's somehow thrown out of there, like if the context doesn't net or meet the emotion. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're talking normally and all of a sudden you start doing this, and oh no, like it's a little like it could take it back a little bit. So I don't know if I think I agree with emotions are, they're powerful and they happen. Everybody has them. I've had them 1,000 times. But I think if it's conducive to what you're talking about, okay, and if you're really feeling it in the moment, then people shouldn't give you a hard time. And if they do, that's on them. You know what I'm saying?
Not all of us can stay calm, cool, and collected under pressure. Not all of us can do that.
Yeah, see, we talked about that.
But this was where I was September of last year because of all the stress, because of all the manipulation, the lies, the drama, whether it be made up or not. This was my breaking point because of him.
You know what, Susie? I would appreciate it if she would do, I don't know if she has. I'm not familiar with her channel. I would appreciate it if she did give a little background into her diagnosis, if that is said diagnosis that she's talking about, and how it got there, and I am interested into knowing that more than this kind of stuff. But that's just me. She might have done it, maybe I'm just not familiar. That if anybody knows, let me know.
This is what he pushed me to emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like
Listen, Enhance, I get it.
Okay,
I
because that's
do
his
get it.
intro. So because that was his intro, I went on ahead and sped that up just a little bit. I don't want to play his intro. Hang on.
Ariel,
Okay.
thank you so much for your super chat, honey.
We
I
are
love you.
to a good spot now, so hopefully
Yep, no problem.
just
Do
know that I
whatever
tried
you
to
want
cut
to do,
back on
girl.
the intro
You're
because I don't
always
want to get in
welcome
trouble
here.
for the intro. Good grief, longest intro ever.
Listen, I will give her the same grace that I would give anybody else, okay? As far as that, again, there's a lot of things that I disagree with, and that's just on me. Hi, Kelly. Thank you so much. Welcome back yourself. Good to see you. I don't agree with putting out said diagnosis in a manner of when you're in the midst of a situation such as this, okay? Where it's, when she came up on the scene, I had known about purple glitter. I knew about PLDC, and I'll get to that in a minute. I had known, and she told everybody after, the Buddha, Kidney J, Tiny, Sunflower, and Sunshine and Sunflowers, all their videos came out. Then all of a sudden, she comes out with, I was in a relationship. Oh, wait, Kidney J hadn't come out yet. I was in a relationship with Monty. So it kind of just, I don't know that you guys, I think at that point I was done. I was like, oh, no, 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 not somebody else. But it didn't look like she was ready to walk away from it. It sounded like she was still in it, and she wanted to generate information about what he's been doing, that kind of thing. So I didn't know how to feel back then. Back then I kind of was like, oh, where did this one come from? That was my attitude. And that's probably wrong. And then I heard that she had DID, and then she did her Twitter thing, going back and forth and saying, one day it's I'm sorry to Monty, the next day it's I hate him, then I want nothing to do with him, then I'm shutting it down. It got repetitive and it got so toxic. And yes, being somebody going through her own stuff at the time, I blocked her. I couldn't read it anymore. And I think a lot of people blocked her. And I told you, she had contacted me, she had come into the chat, she had apologized to me under a different name. She was, I had offered to have her up here. She agreed and she never kind of saw it through. It was just a whirlwind of stuff. So it's like, I understand this is kind of sensitive. At the same time, I don't think this is the right forum in which to introduce it. You know what I'm trying to say?
Okay. There he is. All right.
I'm going to try not to go through this turtle slow. And I have other things to watch after this panel.
Hey, Nessa.
Should have known
okay.
that this was
Thank you so
where
much,
this was going to
Nessa.
go.
I'm so glad you were able to
Should
come
have seen
in.
the signs.
Thank you.
Thought I knew what to look for.
Ugh, look at his face. I can't.
Monty and I have been together since September 25th of 2021.
Okay. This is what I mean. When this came out and she said that, this is after all the other information had already come out. All of this. Like, it was just, at the time, I think that it was right after Buddha and all that other junk. And it was just too much. Not trying to dummy her down or say it wasn't important, but I think that the way it was introduced at that time, it kind of didn't have the same impact it would if she just stepped up now and started talking about it. Which, essentially, that's what she's doing, if you really want to look at it that way.
We started messaging on Instagram.
Yeah.
I felt comfortable reaching out to him after my falling out with someone else who I do not want to drag into this. And things went fine. He consoled me. He offered help.
That's Steve Urkel, right?
And coming off the heels of a lot of emotions I should have kept to myself, just like I might regret this moment later and tell myself that I should have held off. I wanted to come online sooner.
I
but
agree,
the second
Jenna.
I started listening to a stream this morning, again, I want to really leave it nameless, okay? They encouraged me.
And again, sometimes when you're in a situation like this, because this is a mess, right? This is just a mess. It's hard to try to articulate yourself and explain this to the audience. You know what I'm saying? Because now, obviously, he's under fire for so many different reasons, and so many people are going out there and they're just expressing how their dissension. And now you're a person that was romantically involved with him, listening to this, and it sounded to me like this is all, I don't know if this is the first time she heard this stuff. I don't believe that now, knowing what I know from her videos, but I think it was now the realization of how it was all, kind of unfolding out on social media. It's not easy, I will tell you that. Yeah, I agree, Jenna. I do. Listen, as a woman, yeah, I do feel bad for her in certain aspects. For who it is specifically, I'm not even going to go there.
To stick to the facts. They encouraged me to remember the facts.
And I'd like to say that I'm still remembering the facts now. It's remembering the facts is what got me here to this point. That's why this is the history of purple glitter. Because this is what has happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
This is what can happen to anyone who steps into girl world. If you blindly step into girl world.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't believe that that's accurate. Not anyone. I mean, if you're talking specifically to this individual, possibly. Okay, so if you're trying to say, like, be careful with this certain individual, like, this entire community is not thwarted, I'm using that word, on the premise of getting deeply involved or romantically involved with a reactor. At least I hope not. I mean, I know Akasha's tried, but listen, I've told her 1,000 times, and I'm joking. I don't think everybody in girl world is trying to have a relationship, and if they are, I think they have the sense enough to not always bring it to the internet. Okay, that's just my opinion. Just my opinion.
Without any acknowledgement.
Right, Jenna.
This is how people fall between the cracks, so to speak. This is where I was at in September of fall of 2021. Sorry, 2022.
Exactly, Daddy. And welcome.
Monty likes to push people to their breaking point. And then, when he's the one that is responsible for the setup, he likes to turn around and point the finger back at you. You know what he told me right after this? Which is going to be in a whole separate video. But I'll give you a piece of that in this one. After this, when he was still mad at me about a week later,
I agree with you, Susie, 100%.
Still being cold to me, barely talking, and I was trying to get him to be open with me.
Mm-hmm. That was your first mistake.
He told me to go back and rewatch my video and count for all of the times I talked badly on him, and come back and report it to him.
What does that sound like? Count how many times you talked badly about me and then tell me about it. Who does that sound like? I'll leave that up to the chat to decide. I know who I think it sounds like.
That's what he told me to do. Again, this was said verbally because he was mad at me.
Aw, and Hobbs. Thank you.
And then I was put into another timeout. And by this time, I was so stressed out that I didn't care. I was enjoying the silence at that point. But this was my first
Thank you,
meltdown.
Hobbs. Really, I appreciate that. You know, today wasn't like the greatest of the day, so to hear that, it makes me, you know, makes me feel a little better. And that's why I made the decision to come live, because I was, you know, I will not lie to you guys, I was kind of in my head earlier that I bounced back, and I'm glad I did. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
In girl world. And it was embarrassing as all hell. But nothing compared to what I'm going through now.
That's so true, Daddy. Exactly.
If something like this happens to you in girl world, I'm encouraging you to fight back. Fight back with skills and facts.
Thank you, Grateful.
Don't let them do that to you. I don't.
Again, oh God, this is the problem. This is the problem. It's so deep involved. Like, it's not girl world. That's too general to say. And I know there are some people here that can make you feel that way. I understand that. And I've had interactions too. I could say that too, okay? Where I felt like this isn't the place for me, or it all depends on how you react to it and what you do outside of your, outside of this. when you take this home with you per se, like if this is in your real life, there's an issue, okay? There's an issue. Thank you, Jenna. I'm glad I did too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that a lot of you, I talk to you guys like outside of this, that we're not like in each other's lives on a daily basis. And you know what, some of you, I wouldn't mind that because I have developed what I feel as a relationship online where it's conducive to the kind of people that you are. You're good people. Not everybody on the internet is shit. That unfortunately you have to weed through before you find that out. You know what I'm saying? And I have had 10 years or almost 11 years actually worth of it. You know what I'm saying? I have had all sorts of people hurt me. I've had terrible friendships. I've had people try to, screw up my channel several times. Look what I just went through. Like, it all ties into how much you will let affect you. And I am one of those people that let a lot affect me. And it's not worth it, And when you look at it, I'm glad in a way that she's doing this to look at it now. 2020 is hindsight. That you look at this person now and you see, like, this is what their MO. This is what they seem to do with vulnerable women. And maybe steer clear of this person in Girl World. It's not everybody in Girl World. You know what I'm saying? Love you too, J9. It's just, this kind of thing is unfortunate because if you are going through something, if you are vulnerable, if you are depressed, what have you, it's very easy to get involved to this capacity. I will say that, okay? It is. Because you're looking for some kind of just somebody to listen, somebody to be there for you, for whatever reason it is. You know what I'm saying? That unfortunately, we always gravitate toward the wrong one. Let that be a lesson, not just Girl World, just to anybody in general, woman or man. It's you got to be careful. That's it. Oh, thank you, Our Lady. Hey, I know you weren't here the other day and I had your aunt on. I mean, not aunt on. I mean, our aunt on. I don't know. Gail.
I don't care who you are. If you have a story to tell,
thank you for your super chat, honey. Thank you so much.
Tell it in video. Remember what I taught you? Turn the hate into evidence. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Let's move on to the next piece. So after coming forward
let me look at this because I don't want this to be what she's... Okay. Oh, this is on Kiwi Farms.
Then doxxed within hours of that stream.
Yep. Welcome to Kiwi Farms. That's what they do.
And while I can't provide proof of exactly who did the dox, the intent still points in his direction. Because when I was doxxed, my personal home house listing, that was my old parents' address before their divorce.
Now, I don't know if I agree with that either, because as we already know, if the Farns wants to find you, they don't need Monty. They can do that all on their own. They have found people within seconds. Chantal has introduced people in this community. I think it was like the Cuba guy, the waiter, and I think within seconds the Farms found out who he is. So I don't think it's necessarily Monty. I could be wrong, but when the Farms wants to find out, they have their sources. Just saying.
One, it was the wrong address. We no longer live there. There was no
I agree,
resident
Grateful.
in that address, which had to be notified by our local police
Yeah,
department.
exactly, Oki.
The dox was a punishment.
Oh, okay.
And I don't care how many
Okay.
ways he tries to spin it. He was the only one who had the link.
Is it... Okay, I am not about to dag on people's lifestyles. I'm not. Just hear me out. Is it strange that in this particular community, it seems to be centered on the BDSM when it really has nothing to do with that, or that they're doing it wrong. Like, why is it related to BDSM? You must succumb to what I tell you to do. That was the command, like the Natter and Dee Dee, the Sans Dar Lounge is supposed to lead. That's all BDSM. Look, I'm sorry if that's supposed to be BDSM, they're all doing it wrong. I'm just saying.
Link to the real estate listing of my old home.
Yeah, Susie.
It had my father's name on it because he was selling the home.
You don't? I think
And
if you
everything
go,
else.
it's also a description that if you go like on a computer to the front, I think there's a join button there. I don't think you could do it on your phone. I'm not really certain about that. Kasha knows better than I do, but there is a link to the memberships in the description box if you need it.
Again, the docs.
Yeah, Ursina.
was a
Okay.
punishment.
See, what? Oh. So the kink is you do things, he punishes you. That this is how see, I'm sorry that I don't find where that's the BDSM. And I could be very uneducated about the whole thing, that I just don't see that. I don't understand that.
And this is all at the time, as you can tell by the date
You're
on the screen,
welcome.
September 29th of 2022.
Thank you, Akasha.
This is all that they were saying at that point in time,
I'll highlight it
and comparing
so in
me
case you
to
need
all
to.
of the other
There
women
you go.
involved. And I understand that people are going to do what they're going to do, that you can't stop them.
I
You
agree,
can't.
Jenna.
But this was scary. This was terrifying. I do have respect for the farms when they do good things. It's when they do stuff like this, that's when I get scared.
Okay. I think that is a little naive on your part because, no offense. Hi, Jill. Welcome. No offense. Again, if you've been in YouTube, if you've been on YouTube, if you've dealt with other forums, I've talked about Guru Gossip. Yes, there is a positive side, but they're mostly known for the stuff they get on people, and also outing how bad Chantel is, Natter is, the rest of the characters in the Girlverse. So it's anyone that gets involved. This is the problem. Anyone that gets involved, unfortunately, seems to be a target, and that's just what goes on. I'm not saying it's the right thing, but unfortunately, that's how they usually will go after somebody like her, for instance.
That's
Not
when I get
agreeing with it,
intimidated.
just saying.
And Monty just added more fuel to that terrifying thing.
Right.
He made it worse. He is the only one who had the listing to my old house address. Only person.
Okay, but guess what? And not to. We all know Monty has an account on Kiwi Farms. Okay, that much was exposed back when I had put the link up there to the Kiwi Farms, where they know that he has, and that he says was his old partner, Jack Splint. I'm sorry, I still don't believe that. He has an account. Did you not know this? Do you not see that just about every stream he does, he relies on the farms? He pulls up the farms. I don't understand how you don't think that, if he did have something to do with the stocks, if she's saying he's the only person who knew certain information, then that shouldn't come as a shock to you.
And that address and that exact same listing.
Because they were in a relationship,
thread.
essentially. And he was having things shipped to her house because he couldn't get certain things, I guess, in Canada. This is what the story that they're telling us. The shirts and some of the other items that she showed, he had said he purchased through her so she could have it shipped to him in Canada. So that would be why.
All of this was targeted.
Yeah, Jenna.
All because of him and his manipulation and his gaslighting and his need for control. It only gets worse from here.
Usually
This is
does.
still part of the original docs that you're looking at.
I agree, Ursinette.
They even included the docs in my family.
And that sucks.
No, I got really lucky.
That really
on this.
sucks.
It could have been worse.
That really.
It could have been so much worse.
It could have, but still, that really sucks. Is it worth it to get involved? This is what happens. This is the kind of stuff that happens. This is the manipulation and the deviance of the people that you got involved with. Exactly. Of course, Jill. And she's not. It's not like she didn't know. I'm sorry. I'm going to call BS where I see it. Don't tell me that you never heard of that anything going down. For what we know, and I know some things that haven't been talked about. And I'm not about to bring them up because it's not my story. Okay? But if you were that close, if you were in a said relationship, if you were in his chat, you had to have seen some stuff. You had to have been privy to some stuff. He talks about her bad-mouthing mods. Yeah, okay. I think that's the other way around. Okay? And I'm not even going to say that that's speculation. I damn well know that that's the other way around. Okay? Just saying.
But this is an example of what a dox looks like and how it happens. And by the way, to correct this.
Yeah, I can do that. Oh, all right. So I'd say back in September of 2021, well, after all the Duda and Sunflower and Sunshine and God, why is it escaping me now? The first person that came out. Anyway, after all these ladies made their videos, it kind of got thrown on the back burner that Purple Glitter was finding out about all these things, okay, and she was already in an active relationship with Monty, so she says. That the two of them were in a relationship since September of 2021. Thank you, Tiny. I don't know why it was escaping me. Thank you. Yes, right. I'm not getting to Kidney J because I think Kidney J was later. But yes, Tiny, Duda, Sunshine, and Sunflowers. Let's stay on that right now. Those three were actively, talking about what went on. And no one had stepped up and said they were in a relationship until she did. Because I think Kidney J said it after. I could be wrong. No, they did. No, they never met in real life. This is all virtual. I know. All virtual. But there was an entanglement. I don't know what was what. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Akasha, that's true. Right. But up until this, hi Angelina, welcome. Up until this, we didn't know about her yet. I think Kidney J came out like a day or two later after all of this went down. I think. I could be wrong. Maybe it was the same time. My memory, little muddled. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Joe. I thought so. That's why I'm not. Kidney J is separate, and I'll get to that. But anyway, so when she came out saying these things, a lot of us kind of were like, oh, wow, it's somebody else. And then there was a lot of these tweets, and she was going back and forth under different accounts. She had another account called Pete's Little Brony Collection that she also was going under. And she was still modding, or not modding, but she was still in Monty's chats, she's still supporting him. Then the next day she'd go on Twitter and she'd denounce him and she'd start posting things. It was crazy. So a lot of people didn't take her seriously. Then she said, or somebody said she had DID. And it kind of made sense that at the same time, again, when anyone stouts out a diagnosis, unless it's proven, it's alleged. So nobody knows what to think. So that's why it all got very convoluted at that time. So now recently, as she has learned how to edit, in her own words, she's learned how to edit, and I think she's got a little bit more clearance now since all the other smoke died down. She started to put out videos documenting screenshots and things that Monty had done. So that's where we are with this, Angel. Hope that was a good enough explanation.
You guys do have some incorrect information on here, but you know what? That's fine.
Yeah, I don't know why you would go and want to show that.
People are going
That's
to
just
act
me.
the way they're going to act.
I think.
You
Hang
can't
on.
control them all. Everybody has free.
Is this now?
And they're
this
scary.
is-
They're very scary.
Again, more. Why would you show your own
After
docs?
Monty manipulated me back in with the packages. So keep in mind, the way
No
he
problem.
reconnected the connection was,
Oh, was she
he
okay?
told me that
Okay.
I had to send out the packages. The packages were of a couple of cowboy hats
Right,
that he already
okay.
has and a few shirts and a pair of sandals. So he manipulated me back with the packages. And yes, I can prove that. It's in text message.
I don't understand how. Okay. This is where I'm confused. Okay, because his side of the story is that he paid for goods that he couldn't get sent to Canada because these websites, I think it was Nordstrom Rack, doesn't ship to Canada. So he paid for these goods, had it shipped to Purple Glitter, and then she would in turn ship it to him. I don't understand this little piece here where she said he got her back involved again with the boxes. This confuses me.
I started getting hate comments like these. I started getting blamed for going back when nobody knew that I had been.
All right, so let's see if I can read this. I'll make it bigger. Hang on. All right. At first, when I saw this, I was like, Dee Dee was in her chat. It's okay, Carly. We need glasses. Okay. If you can't support these women, at least do no harm. Very disappointed in your decision to attempt to communicate with both sides. It's unethical and disingenuous. And then it goes on that she doesn't expand on that.
Been manipulated back. And what was even worse was the fact that he was hanging it over my head. And I couldn't fight back on any of these comments. You can go on ahead and read what's on the screen. I'm not reading it out loud.
Oh, I read it.
If you want to, pause the screen and read. But I'm going to show you some examples of the hate comments that came through.
Oh, jeez.
And they're not very good at all.
Oh, Jill, thank you so much for
And
the
I was
gift,
not the
guys.
only one that was targeted in this situation.
Arsenette, get you
Me
another shit,
and
honey.
Veronica were both targeted.
Oh, here we go.
Both of us. When I made the joke about it, and it wasn't even a joke. The hate campaigns are real. And they were all started because of Monty.
Mm-hmm.
Because of Monty turning women against women. That's how it started.
Okay. Again, if you look at it from the perspective of that most of people here are, I would say about 80%, and I could be wrong again. I know there are males here too, that it's mostly women So again, followers of Monty, and I have also been a victim to that when I went against him myself, and people were like, you're irrelevant, Collie, and I only watched you because of Monty. Like, they can be pretty mean and cutthroat. But I don't think it's just a matter of women against women. I think, again, it's just who is in the community.
Toss in a little jealousy, and you've got the perfect recipe for motive. This was motive. And yet, I couldn't fight back because he was forcing me to send out those damn packages.
What did he do? Put a gun to your head?
Do you understand why I'm mad now?
No. No. Does anyone understand this part? Like, what is this forcing to send these packages? Like, you're there. He's in Canada. He's where he is. I don't quite understand the forcing. Like, what the hell did he say? Like, okay. Okay, I know, again, I'm just kind of just putting my own emotions into this, but I'm still very confused as to what that means. Okay. Yeah. And have nothing else to do with him. Yeah, Susie. Yes, I do.
Do you understand why I can't let it go?
No.
Do you understand why I can't just wake up and forget?
No.
Why I can't just quote unquote get
No.
over it and move on?
No.
Because it's never happened to you, has it?
Okay, honey.
Your experience.
Okay. I hate this kind of thinking. This victim thinking. This has never happened to anybody else. I'm the only one this has happened to. No, and no. I have had plenty of guys try to manipulate, intimidate, and unfortunately, the kind of person I am, I'm the fighter. So hell to the nah. No. But I do understand feeling vulnerable in a situation like this to an extent that I'm also a fighter. So I have a mouth on me, unfortunately, okay? And there were times way back that, yes, even hands, because when hands were put on me, I can't say that I didn't try to do it back. You know what I'm saying? And that's not something I'm proud of. But unfortunately, not every single one of us is this much of I don't just give over. Let's put it that way. Okay? I'll be nice. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Jenna.
Experience in Girl World was not this rocky. Not like mine. But here's some of those comments. Please pause if you need to read them.
Okay. So, I'm not really interested in the comments, honestly.
How can it not be enough? I had the facts and they were right in front of my face. I just had to put it together and present it.
I mean, that's the unfortunate thing again. We say this about Chantel, we say this about any content creator, including myself. The comment section, that's where people, you're going to see both sides. Either they're going to be for you or against you, and that's the way it is. So, I hear you, Susie. I can be the same way. I will never not admit to ever being the same way. And it's not something I was ever proud of.
Which is what I'm doing now. Don't let Girl World ruin you like this. Don't let them do this to you. It is
Don't
not
let okay, sorry. Don't let anything on the internet, anything, any community, any forum, any website, nothing should ruin your life to this capacity. Nothing. Okay? And that's coming from someone who's had it happen to her several times. So I know what I'm talking about. Is it worth it? No. It's worth it if you see some glimmer of hope with certain people. Okay? At the same time, it's not worth your mental health. It is not worth your physical health. It is not worth your spiritual, your emotional. It is not worth getting doxxed. It is not worth having your private life splattered everywhere. It's not. And if it gets to that, that's when you get the hell out of there. Okay? Sorry, I was just reading of a homegirl. One of the problems with this, though, is she says she won't release the next video until he responds in a video to the first, which makes her look dead. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. What is that? This is a game you're playing now. You want your side heard? We heard it. Why do you need to listen to him? And his response should mean nothing at this point. It doesn't matter because he's not going to agree with you. He's not going to come and have, a come to Jesus moment. It's like, yes, Turtle Glitter, you're right. I'm going to admit to every terrible thing I've ever done. Yeah, no, that doesn't happen here. That's that's fantasy.
These people are making judgment calls based off of half of what they know. Coming from a man who is leader of 90% women. Grown, mature women doing this. Enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
Monty does not give a fuck about you or anybody else that just so happens to be a girl.
So this is a different part of the timeline.
Oh, okay.
We're going to backtrack for just a moment.
Okay. Now this I have an issue with. Okay. It's public, it's in her video, so I'm going to allow it to play. I have an issue with this because everything we know so far that we saw through Kidney J, through Duda, we're never told 100% of the story. It's not our story to tell. So now we got Turtle Glitter giving us a little bit more than I bargained for here. But again, keep in mind, Kidney J had a physical relationship with Monty. Okay, if you didn't know that, they had an in real life relationship. All right? And it's going to go on. This part bothers me. This whole thing bothers me. Because unless you spoke with these women, okay, yeah, I don't know why you're offering more information now than is necessary. Do you know what I'm saying?
And we're going to backtrack to July 23rd of 2022. You can tell by the date here on the screen. This
okay.
is when
we know it's Kidney J. Okay.
Kidney J steps into the timeline. She followed me first on July 23rd. Then Buddha Bit turned around and followed me briefly shortly after.
Okay, here's something else I don't agree with, and she's going to say this a lot throughout this video while she's posting her receipt, so to speak. She's trying to say that Kidney J and Duda both followed her a month before all of this went down. I don't believe for a second, not for a second, that either one of these women had any intentions toward her. I don't. They might have just saw that she was in chat, okay? Because Kidney J follows me. Duda was following, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think in the girl world, when you're a reaction channel, you kind of go in and out of each other's chats, and you kind of follow whoever you like. So I'm going to say this again as my opinion. I don't agree, and I don't think Kidney J or Duda was looking to do anything to Turtle Glitter. That's just my opinion. Okay. Yeah.
Please keep in mind that these are two of his most popular mods.
I'll give it a break.
Probably also two of his most trusted mods at that time.
Was Duda a mod? Hang on,
technically.
wait a second. Hang on. I don't remember Buddha being a mod, okay? I know Buddha was on his panel a lot because I was there for that. I don't recall Buddha being a mutt, and maybe she was, but not half as often as Kidney J. I don't think so. Right? I don't think so. I think it was Kidney J and, you know, again, I'm not going back to anybody else, but I always remember Kidney J because I was in there a lot. And I know Buddha was a panel member. I don't recall her being a mod. Okay. I just want to, because I know a lot of you were in that community with me. Right. Yeah, I didn't think so. So that's inaccurate. That's inaccurate. Okay.
Were to be trusted.
Okay, let's not.
Now I'm going to ask you to please pay attention right now in this moment, because if you're still listening, I know this is a lot, and I apologize. If you need to pause and take a break, please do, but please don't forget to come back and listen. Thank you. The reason I'm pointing this out is not to target the other women.
Isn't it?
I'm showing this in proof because I believe he was talking to me about these 2 months.
About them?
Vice versa. I believe he was talking about me to Kidney J.
Oh. Okay. Why in all of God's green earth, if he has a relationship with Kidney J, and I truly believe Kidney J knew nothing of this, nothing, why would he talk about it? What kind of situation would that be? And Duda? No. No, sorry, ma'am. I don't agree with that. Do you guys?
And Buddha. And I think he was talking massive crap about me to both of them.
No, I don't know.
Because right after this, before I had even come forward, Buddha released her video before me.
So what?
And we all know how that went.
So what? What does that have to do with her? And yet she says in her vid she's taken accountability for her part, that if she had, she wouldn't be so stuck in this, I don't think. Part of being accountable is accepting what you can't control. Exactly. Exactly, homegirl. Exactly. Okay? And I'm sorry, I think she's reading way too far into this, saying that they had something, you know, they knew he was talking to them about her. I don't think that at all. If anything, he doesn't want one knowing about the other. That, again, just my perception, that I don't think he would want anyone to know. Mr. Private. No. There's a lot of inconsistencies here. And again, she would have to come with some really hard evidence. I don't agree with what she's saying. I agree, Jenna. I agree.
And I'm sure you're wondering, well, how did he keep you and do all that through all that? We're going to get into that.
Yeah.
But not in this video.
Oh, of course not.
I'm trying to point out that both Kidney J and Buddha Bitch followed me within a week of each other.
Girl, tread lightly here.
But it was in July. It was before Buddha's first video was even released.
What does that have to do with her? What does that have to do with her? Yeah, I know. I recall that. She said that here. Exactly.
Please keep that in mind as we go forward. Because I'm now going to show you all of the DMs between me and Buddha and between me and Kidney J.
Which I think is wrong.
Including the pieces of the DMs that Buddha did not release. I'm showing
Maybe
you
she
everything
didn't want
unedited.
those released.
Just a moment. This is another screenshot proof of when Buddha followed me.
Who cares?
She followed me June 19th.
Who cares?
Again, please keep in mind, they both followed me before the Buddha video was released. Both of them. Okay? I also want to add that...
Hey, Daisy.
You do see openly avoidant on the screen as well. Openly avoidant did not participate in this.
Okay.
Openly avoidant has always been nice to me. And I want it to be clear that the focus right now is on Kidney J and on Buddha. Okay? The reason openly avoidant showed up in this cluster is because she followed me roughly at the same time. But that doesn't mean she had any relation to what was developing between Kidney J and Buddha. Does that make sense? I just want to
No.
make sure.
I just want to read out Daisy's comment. Hi all, former 30-year psych nurse. She is seeking online validation to normalize her behavior when she desperately needs psychiatric help. She actually made Monty look deader due to her obsession. I don't think so. Not deader. I think the two of them look just, they look like what Natter and Chantel were looking like. Like as much that they both say they don't want to talk about the other, they don't want to hear about the other, yet they're both still doing it. They're both obviously still involved in some way, shape, or form. It's okay, Daisy. You don't have to be quiet at all. I like what you have to say. And it's very, very, very valid. I agree, Arsenette. I agree.
That openly avoidant does not catch any heat for this because they do not deserve that. I strictly wanted to be focused on.
I just don't understand why now and why these two. Like, stick to what he did. The inclusion of them is indicating now, from what I'm getting from it, that he put these two up to going after her. I don't believe that at all. And you would have to come with some straight hard evidence for me to even think that. Yeah, I agree, Susie. I do agree. Because this is just, to me, I don't know, just another reason to keep it going.
On only Kidney J and only Buddha.
Okay.
And I appreciate that. Thank you. So these are all of the DMs between Buddha and I back in June of 2022.
Hang on one second. Again, I don't like this because if Buddha wanted this information out there, I think it would have been included in her video, and I know that she had said when she was here that there were others that were coming forward. I don't know if Purple Glitter was one of them or if they were in conversation. I don't know. Okay, I wasn't there for that. But at this point, what is the point of releasing these conversations? I don't quite get that. That is just confusing to me. Sorry, I just want to read this comment. Yeah, I don't quite understand. Does it work? Okay, the H-Home Girl says, well, I don't think it makes Nani look better, that it does give him ammo at his community, just sees a pathetic middle-aged woman chasing a creator. Yeah, as they favor his side typically anyway. Exactly. She's just proving his points, too. Oh, that chat, if you go in that chat, because I only saw like when I watched the first one, and they're all like telling him to block her, and why doesn't it sounds like she's obsessed, and the standard stuff when you just get involved and you just get an introduction to all this. By this video, by the one that he just did, if you look in that comment section, now people are starting to question him and his validity of what he's trying to say, because they're like, how come you don't say anything about your part in this? You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's two sides to this. That's okay. But I agree with you, homegirl. I agree with you completely. But this I don't agree with. This, I don't know. How do you guys feel about the releasing of Buddha and Kidney J? Like, how do you feel about that? Because I really don't see the point. All right, going back to the video. See, the who started with what? Again, it doesn't even. I'm sorry. It's making mountains out of molehills here. Okay.
I have not edited down anything. Everything is left in the open. So I did send her a message first on April 20th. So that's obviously 4/20 of 2022. I simply just sent her a little GIF that says Happy 4/20 because I knew she was a smoker.
I agree,
So
Jenna.
that's just me kind of giving a 4/20 shout out to her. She writes back on April 20th, says, thanks. Hope you had a great day on this fantastic day of the
Okay.
TH.
And what does that have to
mug."
do with anything? Nothing.
And then I think I replied back with sure did or something. And she says, or what did I? Oh, I say, am I allowed to talk to
Oh,
you
am I
now?
allowed to talk?
Because I
Oh,
was
thanks.
being
I hope you had a
humorous.
great day. Am I
Now
allowed to
keep
talk
in
to you now?
mind, this is September 24th at 12:27 a.m. Clearly, I wasn't sleeping well. But I reach out to her after everything that has come forward. And this is a couple of days later after I had calmed down and got myself collected again. And I'm asking her, am I allowed to talk to you now? And she writes back, LOL, yes, you sure are. And I write back, he's such a jackass. Wow. She writes back, I'm really sorry he put you through some shit. I put out a video last night that should make you laugh. I wrote back saying, I saw it. You really did truly make me laugh. LOL. Thank you for being in chat the day I went off. I had held on things for so long, nowhere to go but out. Sounds like you went through it with him too. She writes back.
Okay, I'm not listening to her read Buddha's thing because I know what Buddha says. All right, and it's it's concurrent to what she was saying at the time, what she was saying on panel. You know, she was dealing with the Veronica thing. I mean, there's a lot going on. I don't think that she's too concerned about, this situation. She's just being, gratuitous at this point. That sucks, that happened to you, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's right. I agree, Akasha. Yep. They did. They did. They said their piece. They, got their own, they've got their own reactions, what have you, and they walked away. That's it. So now you're bringing it all back again, because now you have to include that you talked to them, clearly that you wanted to get information about what he did to them, more information. I don't know why. Gotcha. Right? I don't know. I don't know. This just annoys me. I don't even want to hear it because I've heard everything that she said before. Let's see if she goes, okay, so this is all due to, this is ridiculous. Yeah, this is all due to, all right, well.
Telling me not to talk to you or anything. I was stupid for remaining silent. I'm so sorry, Buddha. I'm here for you, love. I really do hope you have stopped talking to him 100%. I'm wary of anyone still talking to him in any way.
That should have been your cue. That should have been your cue, because you were still talking to him. You were still going in and out of his chats. We knew that. We were very aware of that. So, pay attention to what she says to you.
His KFC order is a 3-piece meal with all thighs and corn on the side. Kind of embarrassed that I know this. She writes back, also, I think Kenny J really wants to talk to you. She is kind. Maybe hear her out. Are you still talking to him at all? And I write back, no, I'm not. I just re-added her here on Insta. Twitter is getting crazy. And at that time,
I wonder why Twitter was getting crazy, PJ. I wonder why.
No, I'm not. I re-added her here on Insta. Twitter is getting crazy. How many others are out there, I'm asking her. Because by this point, I'm just trying to figure out how many there are. And then I ask her, is there a final number? Because I'm thinking, how bad is this going to get? In my brain, I go from 0
Okay, I got to take a little bit of a break because I'm reading her basically trying to dig out of Buddha information, and Buddha is not taking the bait. Buddha's like, listen, I know what he did to me, and it's unfortunate what he's done to you, that I'm keeping this information, whatever I know, whoever came to Buddha, to herself, as she should, because it's not her story to tell. Yeah, she was still talking to Lanti. We know that. We all knew that. She needed a time to tell us that she was still talking to Lanti. You know, we were trying to be in your corner, Purple Glitters. Like, you kind of threw us all off here. How many others are out there? Is there a final number? Can I ask what the receipts are on? I don't need the details, just trying to understand. No, good for you, Buddha, that she says, sorry, I'm keeping details close to my chest. I just don't trust anyone right now, as she should not. Everyone wants the tea, and the tea will be on my videos and on my panel, because Lanti is everywhere. Exactly. Exactly. And he was at that point. Mm-hmm. Oh, Jenna, 100% fishing. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to highlight that, homegirl. Okay. Lanti, on shore, thinks he's such a tint, too, but for real, women only engage with him like this because they perceive him to be a safe guy who can't hurt them and won't do better than them. For real. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. And it seems like, you know, the most delicate are the most dangerous.
to 100 real quick. And given the fact that she claimed to have DPD, she should have known what that was like. But then she took this part of it and flipped the script on me and released it under her community tab. When I was only just honestly trying to figure out how many others are there, though. Because I didn't know if I was number 30.
She just went through something, okay? She just went through this whole thing, all right? With the intruder, with, you know, the whatever, all right? And to again, why are we pulling up the borderline personality disorder? That shouldn't even be spoken about, okay? Again, what does that have to do? So, yeah, her getting into this, wanting to see Lanti basically go down, yeah, that was her intention, her story, her thing that she went through.
13 compared to out of 8,000, I didn't know. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah, J9.
Where do I follow the numbers? That's what I was trying to figure out. How many other are coming after me? That's what I was asking her.
Who's coming after her?
Not how she twisted it. Then I go on and say, can I ask what the receipts are on? I don't need the details. I'm just trying to understand. And I was trying to
ask him. You're asking somebody who was just came out with their own story. No one's going to give details on other people. Those people need to feel comfortable enough to say those things, okay? She felt it compelled enough to say what she needed to say after she felt comfortable, however that was. I don't recall. But again, trying to get information out of the other women, it looks terrible, okay? It does. Ask him. And if you're not getting the information from him, then, I don't know, read the room, because it was everywhere. The videos are pretty pretty informative.
To piece it together the best I could.
Yeah.
She writes back, and she was polite. She says, sorry, love, I'm keeping the details close to my chest. I just don't trust anyone right now. Everyone wants the tea, and the tea will be on my videos and when I panel, because Monty is everywhere. And that is a very truthful statement. He is truly everywhere. I write back saying, I totally understand and respect that. I say, is it always like this though? It just seems like a lot. She goes on to say, the details are a lot. Monty was a different creep to all of us. We all need to link arms and Red Rover that POS. We see his sock account in the comments. It's funny and obvious and it's him. The cringe is real. I said, he makes sock accounts? Oh my God, I should not be surprised.
Is it
And
me?
I can explain this.
Or does naivety just come along with this kind of a situation? Because the naivety in this is just, it's harrowing. Of course he's got sock accounts. If you're sitting back and you're watching these chat rooms, if you're hearing these things, okay, yes, it's overwhelming. It's upsetting to think that somebody, again, we're talking about, this sounds like, I'm sorry, Breezy, but it sounds like garlic bread. You're talking to these people. They're telling you all these things that you want to hear, essentially. And then you find out that they're talking to other people, telling them things they want to hear, that they're having relationships with other people that you had no idea. Like, are you just going to go... I mean, I don't see people going around, asking Christina the Latina, like, oh, is there anybody else coming out? Are there any other people coming out? Like, I don't get it. Yeah, homegirl. Yeah, I agree with that. Ugh.
Because he still had me under his spell at that time. Now, he had limited the talking, but he manipulated me at this point
Brandy.
with the packages. He forced me into sending the packages. That was why he reopened the communication.
These packages!
He reopened the communication, and I still have the text to prove it. He said, send me the packages and we'll talk, but no communication until then.
Okay.
It was after that
Where's my thumbnail?
that he started asking me about Buddha.
My thumbnail. That's what this sounds like. I'm sorry. Please, where's my stuff? Where's my thumbnail?
And what Buddha had said to me. I still had the rose-colored glasses on.
Obviously.
And I thought, oh, well, if I'm just going to send the packages and everything is going to be okay, and if he's going to fix it, keywords, if he's going to fix it, then I'm better off to stay where I am. And that was the biggest mistake.
I know.
That's why I was confused on the sock accounts. Because I hadn't had any sock accounts hit me yet. Not any that I could prove. I just thought the sock accounts were a troll. I didn't think it was him.
The naivety. And I understand love is blind. We have rose-colored... Let me tell you something, though. You know somebody long enough, you've been with them long enough, you figure it out, essentially. You figure it out. Unless you don't want to figure it out.
But looking back, yeah, a lot of it was him. I can tell by certain things when I look at screenshots. I'm like, nope, that was him coming under a fake account. But I didn't know that until I was fully out of it, like I am now.
Are you,
now that I'm fully outside of this situation, it's all right in front of me. And that's why I'm able to bring this video to you today. Because other people need to know about this timeline as well. That's why this is important. I've got the facts right here in front of my face.
I don't know
I
about
told you
that.
all, I'm not withholding facts any longer.
I don't know about that. All you're doing is proving that it was a bunch of you that were harmed by him, and we knew that. We all knew that. We all were in the corner of every person that is represented here, except, and we tried for Purple Glitter. I think we did. I know we did here. I had every intention of allowing her to come up here and speak her piece. That didn't go down, because that's not the way they want it to go down. They want it to go down where they're in each other's, like they need to, like almost listening by the wall. What are they saying? What are they saying? What are they saying? Hi, Blossom. Yeah, exactly, Ursinette. Exactly. Yep. There you go, homegirl. Exactly.
And hopefully someone else out there will see what I'm seeing and understand the points that I'm trying to make. I have faith that this is going to reach the right people and that it will make sense to the right people. That's why I'm doing this. She goes on to say, listen, she goes, listen, and this is September 26th. So she goes, listen, I'm going to block you now.
Yeah.
I don't trust you. Good luck with everything.
Yeah.
And I will admit that was a polite way to leave. I'm sure she was angry, and who knows what Buddha was feeling at the
No,
time.
she was.
I can't speak for her.
She was feeling that it was an uneasy situation. She didn't want to be caught up in. I can tell you how she felt. Okay? It's not her story. And you can't start pumping information from somebody who was just involved in this crap and who just told you all that information will be in my video. You'll see it. You don't need to ask her specifically, especially now knowing what your involvement is. Okay? And it's uncomfortable and it's awkward.
But I am still highly suspicious of the fact that both KJ and BB followed me a month before Buddha's video dropped.
No, you need to get that out of your head. You're paranoid. There's some things here that I think she's just kind of just being paranoid about. And I think it's, from what I know of those two girls, and I don't know Kidney J that well. Duda, I think I know pretty well. I can't see that being her. That makes no sense. That doesn't make any sense. It's like, who's fighting over No. But hey, I could be wrong, but I'm just saying.
And this is not in any way trying to excuse what all he's done to me.
Is it
I'm
though?
asking you to look at the timeline. The timeline is in screenshots. But it is very ironic to me that they both followed me a month before her video dropped.
I think your
Exactly.
energy is being put towards completely the wrong place. Stick to the story that you know, your own. Say your piece. If this is what you need to do, Purple Glitter, I'm all for it. Keep the others out of it, because I don't think they want to have this rehashed all over again. Okay? And then on top of it all, to make it sound like they were also involved. They had cahoots with this whole thing. It's kind of sounding a little paranoid.
A month before. If that's not a plot, I don't know what is.
No, girl.
And no, Monty, I am not saying that to cover your ass. I'm saying that because that is how Girl World is.
Wrong.
This is how dark and dirty it can get out there in these Girl World streets. This is when IRL has gone too far.
Oh, well, this is when you get involved with a creator. This is when you allow said creator to have some kind of a hold over you. This is when you take accountability for the fact that you allowed this to go on, and that other creator takes accountability for the shitty behavior that they've had. This is when you cut all ties and you stop talking about them publicly, and you stop going to Twitter, and you start using it as your personal public venting room. Okay? That's what you do.
When they're involved in your personal life like this. All because Monty ran his mouth to the wrong people. He slipped up.
I know,
He tells your
Kasha.
information to other people. That's how it starts. I don't know how much more proof you need than what's right in front of you today. Do not tell that man anything personal. Protect yourselves. And now I'm going to show you all of the messages from KJ.
This is ridiculous.
So
This is
these
ridiculous.
are my first
This is ridiculous, and to Kidney J, it's unfair. Okay, again, like I said, I don't take Kidney J to be this a kind of a person to want to dig and look into, especially if she's already involved in a physical relationship with this person. Okay? Okay? But again, the same as with Duda. She's asking her questions. She's digging. She's trying to get information out of her. And this is an uncomfortable thing. And Kidney J, you know, she's being really nice about it. But I would have been like, that's none of your business. And I don't feel comfortable talking to you just because I don't know who you are. And you're telling Tito that you're done with him, that you weren't done with him. Yeah, a lot of people did, Ursinette. A lot of people did. Because of their, just the way that they would, just their banter, just the way that they talk to each other. A lot of people did. You weren't the only one.
DMs that I had with Kidney J. Once again, these are all unedited. Once again, please keep in mind that Buddha and KJ both followed me a month before Buddha's video dropped. So, Kidney J attempted several times to contact me.
Yeah, I agree,
the night
Jill.
before she released her video.
I agree with you.
And I didn't know what to do at this point in time. I was still stressed. I still couldn't believe what was happening. I didn't want to believe what was happening.
That I know.
And I was stressed and confused, which is exactly the way he wanted me to be. She tried to reach out to me so many times. But keep in mind, her and Buddha both followed me a month prior before Buddha's video dropped.
Here we go
a month
again.
before.
Maybe she's just trying to warn
If that's
you.
not targeted, I don't know what is. She says, first and foremost, I want to apologize to you. I have a video coming out tomorrow. I'm just very, very sorry. And she did try to reach out to me. She tried on a video, she tried Twitter, but because I kept getting so many notifications, I kept losing her. And the only way I could even talk to her was on IG. And I wrote back, oh, KJ, it's okay. And she says, no, it's not. I don't know what he told you about our relationship. I should have asked more questions. I should have been more aware. I reply with, I see. Is it okay if I ask to see what happened? She said, if you want, we can talk more after tomorrow, after everything comes out. I wanted to apologize to you and to give you a heads up. Please take care of yourself and whatever happens going forward. I said, I see. And I say, are you okay? And she says, yes, I'll be fine. I replied back with, yeah, let's talk tomorrow. He did this with Buddha's video when it dropped. And she says, did what? And I said, he called me and asked me how far I was in the video.
Yes, 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 you did. I'm reading Homegirl's comment. The TG, you kept this going with him after they both left his community. So what's their involvement have to do with you and Monty having a toxic bunk relationship? That's what I'm trying to get at here. And again, you know, Nady, Kidney J tried to contact her, you know, after the fact. And I think all she was trying to do was be like a good person and saying, I didn't know about you, or whatever the case is. This is all just like, I don't know. I don't know. It's starting to feel like I'm losing it.
So, and I told him, and he said, finish Buddha's video, and then he hung up on me.
Oh,
She
wait,
wrote back
wait,
with, oh
wait.
boy. She said, you don't have him blocked
Oh, okay.
everywhere? She said, I certainly do.
Yeah,
And
why don't you?
she goes
That's
on
a
to
good
say, I'm
question.
sorry.
Why didn't you have him blocked everywhere? Again, why didn't you? Oh yeah, I'm blocking him because she's on Twitter. I'm gonna block him. That's it. I'm done. And then next day she unlocks and she's in his chat.
I blocked you. I just wanted everything scrubbed that was related to him. And I
Right.
said, it's okay, yes, everywhere. Then I come back and ask a couple days later, I said, are you two married? She writes back with no. I write back, oh, okay. And she goes, pew for that. But we were in a relationship. She says, I saw you called when we were leaving for Ottawa. So that would be Matter's first court date. She attended the court date with him.
Okay. 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 So this is the snake he is, okay? He has, according to her, several different phones. So she's calling. Obviously, Kidney J physically is with him and sees that. I guarantee Kidney J is saying, who is this? And he probably, just, some crazy person, some person that's, who knows the kind of things. Why are you worried about what they think? Why aren't you worried about what he's telling them? Never mind these two. God only knows the kind of things he was saying. I can't.
Which, we go back to his apology video. That was a forced apology video. Then she says, I believe that's when you were told to only text him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tweet.
So she gave me a hint. And I said, I see, I missed the signs too. And I said, and I even asked him about you. Because I did several times. I said, do I need to worry about KJ? He goes, no. Lied straight to me every time.
Of course he's going to say no.
With effortlessly. Without any problem. Every time. I asked, do I need to worry about KJ? He said, no. How about we just ask questions and maybe that would help piece it together? She goes, I don't really feel the need to piece anything together.
Mm-hmm.
The Ottawa trip, he kept disappearing with his 3 phones. This is around the time Buddha let him back in. I am just so sorry he did this to you for a year. Also, FYI, the program that he uses for the intros, he told me that he just keeps getting a free trial. You were taken for some serious cash.
Oh, shit.
I said, I see. So you don't plan on staying at all then? I said, I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm just trying to understand. She writes back, no. I asked, was it a sexual relationship? She said, yes, we were GFBF.
That's none of your...
IRL.
Oh, God.
I write back, I'm so embarrassed to have asked that. I'm so sorry. She writes back, it's okay. And I go on to say, I'm sorry you're having to go through this on this level. If you ever have any future questions for me, or even want to say, hey, just let me know. She says, same to you, girl. Please take care of yourself. So that is my exchange with KJ.
Okay.
Now, you can think what you want after all this, but I want to post a friendly reminder.
Oh, here we go. That they followed me right before.
KJ and Buddha both followed me a month prior.
Okay.
Before.
No, I'm done with her. I'm done with her because I like I said, I see where she's going with this, and to me, it's ludicrous. It is. These two are not the ones that you need to be focusing on if you're going to come out with this kind of video. You're going to come out with the receipts that, as somebody mentioned before, that she seems to just want Monty's reaction. She wants to hear what he has to say before she comes out with her next one, and the next one, and the next one. It's just going to keep going. It's a cycle that neither one of them seem to be willing to get the hell off of. So really, who's what here? Okay, because neither of them in this situation look better than the other. I mean, we're aware, very aware of the type of person that Monty is. He has shown himself to several people, okay? And in coming from the opposite side, trying to say, listen, she's not mentally well, and you're taking advantage of that fact. Okay, and you can say that the rest of them, but this one, it seems to be a lot more. Instead of worrying about what you're capable of or not capable of with said others, you're worried about what 2 individuals who already spoke out against him. You're worried that these 2 are in cahoots with him, and they followed you before all this went down. No, this is on him. Leave the blame where it needs to be. On him. Say your piece and get off the subject. Because after a while, ain't nobody going to listen no more. It's like crying wolf. Yeah. Yeah, the Nora continues. The Nora, I think they might be soulmates. Yeah, I'm starting to, the more I hear this unravel, and I don't even have to go to his video, because he just sits there and he tries to, like, mark the points where it looks the worst on her. Like, oh, see what she did here, see what she said here. The only thing I'm going to pull up, because I thought that was funny, was his chat. Because now I think people are starting to catch on. Like, all right, Monty. You know, not for nothing, but what are we talking about here? Like, you seem to just, you know, kind of leave yourself out of the whole thing. Hang on one second. Okay, so this, I don't know if this, I don't know which one this is. Let me see. Because he's made like, this is like 3? I think they all come in 3s after a while. And then he stops. Yeah, I found it. Okay, I'm not going to play it. I think I had enough with her. I just want to show the chat, the comment section. I was cracking up at this, to be honest with you. Okay. I'll make it a little bit bigger, just in case you can't see it. No, it's too big. Sorry. Not interested in his side chat. I'm talking about the comments. All right, here. I'll just read it. So the first comment, right out the gate. I feel you aren't telling the whole story. You're framing it to make yourself look innocent. Anybody can see right through this. Yup. We're talking about his docs. Okay. I was watching you from the beginning. I left after your nods kept timing me out for nothing. Gee, haven't heard that in a while. Acting like that is not a big deal. It's pretty on brand for you and how you seem to treat people. I'm glad it happened because I left before your scandal. This is so messy and should be humiliating for you. I hope you don't keep talking. I mean, at this point, people are seeing right through it. Okay? You're not looking any better here, sir. And this one's talking about DID. Oh, look at this. Monty was secretly using her and discarded her when he no longer needed her. Sounds like Natter to me. There you go. My God, what a headache. I heard this on Twitter. I saw this on Twitter. Why did so-and-so say this? I need help with this. Hindsight is 2020, but seriously, Monty, what were you getting out of this? I get attention can feel nice, but she's exhausting, needy, whiny, and drama hungry. So even your very own people are noticing that this is a bunch of bullshit on both sides. Okay? You know, you get the ones that sit there and go, oh, I support you, Monty. Da-da-da-da-da. In the end, people are fed up. Just like with Chantel and Natter. After a while, nobody wanted to hear either side anymore. Nobody cared. They just wanted it over. Oh, you're kidding. Really? Are you serious? Like, why? What is the point of that? What is the point of that? Sorry, I'm typing in the wrong thing, as usual. Ay, ay, ay. A video? Targeted. Oh, for the love of God. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? I don't even know what this is supposed to mean. I don't even know what this is supposed to mean. Okay.
Joking around, or he'll call me just to let me know, like, did you know there's poisonous snakes in Canada? Like,
I did, Jenna. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? And I love that she puts targeted under the. She's talking about when he told her, he was talking about some random thing to change the subject. What does that have to do with anything? Oh my God. Seriously. Yeah. We've seen this video. We know what she referenced there. What does that mean? Can I ask this question? Does she have anyone living with her? Is she, I know she has kids, right? Because she said that in the docs. Okay, is there a spouse that was involved, or are they, I don't want to really dive into this woman's life. I really don't. But is there anyone that can say, listen, I think all of this is not healthy. You need to stop trying to prove a point here and and you need to get into some deep therapy to get over this stuff. And I'm not even trying to be funny when I say, is there anybody around her? Because this is borderline, a little nuts. Yeah, exactly, Kelly. I have questions too. I don't quite get it. I don't quite get it. I think she lives with her parents and kiddos. Otherwise, she's alone. Okay. I agree, Akasha. None of them are actively saying anything. They all said they needed to say, and they walked away. Like, that's it. None of them are speaking about this. This is a big issue. This is very polarizing for a lot of us. But in the case of being involved, like in a relation with somebody like this, I don't know how much more proof you need. That now we're talking about people targeting you. I don't know. No. I don't know. It is. It really is. This is the kind of behavior that Chantel was engaged in with Natter. The whole how she got obsessed with Natter and she's still in love with him and she kept saying she's still in it and she, all the nasty things she was saying about Dee Dee. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of starting to sound like that. Except I don't want to know about no threesome. Okay, so any of that, I don't want to know. That's, I am thoroughly just spent. I'm spent. So I'm just going to throw this out here. And anybody that wants to use it can. Because holy hell. It is internet crap all day. I know. She is. And for what reason? Like, is that going to get more of his attention? I don't think so. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Randy, that makes a lot of sense. With all the infighting that's been going on and, prove this and this one's this one said this and this one's a racist and this one's that and it's exhausting. It is exhausting and that's just going to Twitter. At the end of the day, I have developed this attitude of trying to just not take it all so seriously. Because when I do, that's when I find myself getting too physically, I get physically ill, I get mentally ill, and that's been proven. And that's with anything that you get too involved in that's not healthy, you know? It's so toxic. Like, I have to, like, just click out of it or just watch something else or, you know, just try to make light of it in my own line. Because after a while, like, geez, it's getting so ugly here. And this is what she wants. She enjoys all this fighting at her expense. Chantel, that is. Yeah, Callie, that's a good way of putting it. It is. I agree with that. It really is. Yeah. 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 Listen, I know that seeing things that aren't there, that's attributed to, like, you know, heavy drugs, being in surgery, you know. I can identify with that. That's about as far as I can go with that. And not trying to again, not trying to dog on anybody's mental situation, because it's not easy to deal with any kind of mental illness. I know that. Exactly, and that's what my other stream was about, was triggers. And the more that you perpetuate these things, the more that you allow these things to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow, it is now becoming the cancer. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you, Kelly. And listen, we've all been there. This isn't like I'm talking out my neck here. I was involved in this crap too, essentially. It's, you know, you got to learn a lesson somewhere. And I wasn't, thank goodness, I was never, nor do I ever want to be involved with any of these people in that regard. Sorry. And I've seen too many good people be drummed out of this community because of, you know, said other parties that were doing almost the same thing to them. And for what? At the end of the day, we have the control over it. Just shut it off. Don't ever have, you know, you can block channels, you can block people all day long. It doesn't have to get to this kind of consistency. You know what I'm saying? It is, yeah. But when you think of the alternatives, Kelly, when you think about what is more important, that's like saying, well, what's more important? Being able to take care of your kids or getting online and reading what somebody's comments are? You know what I'm saying? It is that to that degree. Being able to get out of bed and wash and take a shower, or worrying about if somebody's listening to your stream or if somebody is validating your receipts. I mean, come on. That's basically what you're saying. The choice should be obvious. And unfortunately, you know, sometimes we get so, you know, deep into this that we don't think that way, that it really is. If I'm sitting here and I get carried away because I love joking with you guys and having a good time, it's 4 or 5, 6 hours, and by the end of that, then I'll up for another 2 hours after that. Yeah, nah, that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. But so. If nobody's going to come up, I'm going to end this because it's been about 2.5 hours, and we've got a holiday weekend ahead of us, and I don't want to, don't want to saturate you all with, all of this negativity. There's enough of it that goes around, that's for sure. Yeah. So I hope if you all celebrate this holiday that you enjoy, that get to be with your families and get to do all the things that are related. I love personally to color Easter eggs with my daughter and have a nice little brunch and relax and think about all the things that we need to think about that's important. That I will be back, of course I will, maybe probably after the holiday, maybe Monday would be good. and then we can get back to maybe some funner content. I was going to show the story of Gail, but that's a long one, and we'll get back to that. But thank you so much for being here, all of my nods, my members, and all of you. It was really good. And if you have not subscribed, make sure you do that. Make sure you come back, especially you, homegirl. I really enjoyed your comments today. I thought they were very on point. So definitely come back. And thank you so much, guys. I love you. I will see you soon.